So the third guest that I have on my show today is a really good friend of mine, and we've done a lot of stuff together, and I was so excited when she agreed to come on the show today. One of the things that my husband and I do at the beginning of the year, and that is we sit down and we plan our vacations for the year, and we've actually done that for the last few years. It's one of those things that's really, really important to us. But I know that there's a lot of people who don't do that. So my next guest is Sherri Williams, and she is our travel expert. And she's going to just talk to us a little bit about why it's so important to schedule travel arrangements and how it can actually help to relieve stress from your life, how it improves your work ethic, your job, everything that you do, your family life, your relationships, and everything else. So welcome.
Thank you.
My friend. I'm so glad that you're here today.
Thanks for having me.
So I guess the first question is, what are the health benefits of taking a regular vacation? I know what they are for me, but when you're helping somebody, what would you tell them that is?
Well, like what we've had on the show today is talking about stress is, stress, an abundance of stress in your life can lead to all kinds of inflammation in the body. And massage is a great way. I love to do massage on vacation too. But when the inflammation is in the body, it can lead to diseases. And so a nice way of reducing stress is taking a vacation. That inflammation in the body is going to lead to sickness. So that's what we're trying to reduce. But here's the problem is that we don't like downtime. You and Fred do a great job at planning. But in general, most of us in the U.S. don't take enough vacation time. Matter of fact, it's proven that we're like 50% of our given days from our employer will actually be taken.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll talk about some of the benefits of downtime.
Yeah, I just wanted to add in there, I know for myself, I moved here from England 20-some years ago, and I found that people were much better over in Europe at actually taking vacation and taking their vacation time and scheduling it and saving and going.
Right.
And I couldn't believe it when I first came to the United States, and people were taking like a 3- and 4-day weekend and calling that a vacation.
Right.
And that was kind of... that was surprising to me that people work many, many more hours over here than they do in Europe, and they don't take the vacation time.
Right.
I mean, I take every last bit that I can get. So.
Right, exactly. At the holiday, right?
We call it holidays.
Holiday.
Yeah, we do.
Right, that's so true. Yeah.
So how does regular downtime, I guess, benefit us in our employment, say, for instance?
Well, depression is a big thing. I think we all probably know people that battle anxiety and worry and depression, and obviously that's going to increase your stress and make you less productive at work and maybe even less organized. Fatigue sets in. Big fatigue is a big issue amongst people. So when we take regular vacations, like what you guys do, when we take regular vacations and take downtime, enjoy the beautiful outdoors, you're going to notice that you'll probably be more productive at work. People don't take vacations because they're so busy at work, but actually it's kind of like you go away and you come back more productive. So that would be a big benefit, make you more organized and more productive. Also, relationships are big, Think about it. You and your spouse are just crossing paths, both going full speed ahead. Not spending as much quality time together. Dealing with all of the things around, the house and the kids and work and the work schedules. So by taking a vacation, spending quality time together, you can rekindle relationships, you can build memories, you can laugh together, and we know that laughter is a great way to reduce stress, bring that joy into your life, like what Kathy was talking about.
Right. I totally agree with you, because I just think that even if it's we've been on different kinds of vacations, but it doesn't seem to matter which kind of vacation it is, just actually having that time making new experiences together really makes a huge difference.
Yes, absolutely.
So I read in a study a little while ago, and it was talking about vacation time, and for people, the best part of the vacation is actually the day before they go, and then a year, if you ask them how their vacation was, a year after they come back. And that's because the day before they go, they haven't actually gotten there yet, and they're full of anticipation. But then a year later, anything that went wrong on that vacation, they've forgotten. So I guess what I want to know is, how do you make sure that the vacation that somebody is planning is the right vacation for them? How do you tailor? Because I know you work a lot with individuals, making sure that they are taking the right vacation that suits them and their family. How do you do that?
That's a great question. So what I'd like to do is find out your positive and negatives of previous trips. Well, first of all, if we're planning a vacation, we want to know where you want to go, what time of year you want to travel, because that's going to dictate, weather and so forth. And if you're let's say you can only go in the middle of June, that's the only time you can go, well, then we're looking for destinations that are great weather-wise around the middle of June. But I want to know, where have you been that you've absolutely loved? What was fun about that trip? What did you remember about that trip? What made it special? And then I also want to know maybe anywhere you've been that you didn't have such a great experience. What was it that that didn't meet your expectations? So then we kind of try to come up with 3 or 4 options and sit down and start narrowing it down together. But it's important to know things that you like to do on vacation. So massage, like for me, when I travel, I want to get massages at least. Well, if I'm on a 10-day vacation, I'm having five massages. I want them every day.
I'm going with you.
Right? I like the spa-type resort, the beach and things like that. Enjoy the outdoors. I love to take pictures, so you might be somebody that likes to use your camera. And those are going to hold those special memories for you, which is going to bring joy a year later, so you can remember the good things that happen. So we start to talk about the activities. I've got a friend that loves to scuba dive, so she might want to go on a destination where it's scuba diving. Somebody else might like hiking. So we'll want to sit down and kind of just figure out the things that you like to do, and then start narrowing it down from there.
Okay, and then obviously according to budget and and time frame too, how long you've got and how far you want to go.
Right. So I think all of us generally know that taking a vacation is good for reducing stress. Why don't we take vacations like what you're saying, the Europeans, right?
Right.
I think it's really 2 things. Time, 3 things. Time, not planning it ahead of time, and finances. We tend to think that a vacation has to be this luxurious, expensive, vacation. And it doesn't have to be. Matter of fact, you can do what we call staycations, which stay in your home, and then figure out maybe within driving distance, a couple of hours. Maybe you have, like for us here in Fresno, we have the beach within a couple of hours. Get up in the morning, pack a picnic, a Frisbee, take a kite and go to the beach and just spend the day, sitting and listening to the surf and having a picnic with your family. That can reduce stress, just being in that environment. Yeah. And then you get to come home and stay at your own house, and then maybe plan something the next day. We've got Shaver Lake and Yosemite close by. You can go for a hike, enjoy the beautiful outdoors. And then I always recommend take lots of pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, let me finish that real quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, that's a financial side of it. So it doesn't have to be expensive, but you got to plan for it. We get to like the end of the school year, if you've got little ones at home, kids, and then you're like, oh, it's summer. What are we going to do this summer? You haven't planned for that vacation. So sit down at the beginning of the year and look at your calendars with your family and say, when would it be a good time? Set the time aside and then start planning. And a lot of times you can even plan a year and a half in advance if you want to do a cruise or some sort of specialty type vacation and make little payments along the way, so it's not such a big expense all at once.
So somebody could arrange to do that with you. You have the ability through you are the travel agent, so you do have the
Yep.
ability to be able to let people do that.
Yep, exactly. We've got two couples going to Alaska in August of 2017. We've planned it way in advance. They're making little payments along the way, and it just works out that way for their calendars, and it helps on the budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know for myself, because of work schedules and having to, and my husband too, having to work around other people, that sometimes we decide to do things on the spur of the moment, even though we have planned something out. Are you able to accommodate people who maybe have decided that they haven't planned anything yet? They've kind of, the summer's here, the kids are out of school, we've got 2 weeks in 2 weeks' time, and we want to go somewhere. Sherri, how can you help us?
Yeah, we can do a search. Cruise Planners, our company, has hundreds of travel suppliers, vendors. So we have a computer system, and I could put in our parameters. When you want to travel, where you're going, and we just start looking. So if it's a short term, we might be, you might be concerned about it being overbooked, or a hotel not having availability. But my system is going to search everything in that area, so we can try to help you narrow it down for those short spur of the moments.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I know that, like you already covered, that different people like to plan for different kinds of vacations. So just off the top of your head, what are the most popular destinations that people ask you that they want to go to?
Right. It's kind of interesting. It's by region. So here in the Valley, you'll find a lot of people traveling to Mexico because they can do them in short time because they're taking shorter vacations. Okay? So that's really popular. But probably the number one destination I've gotten requests for planning is Alaska.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Alaska cruises, beautiful, absolutely stunning. I've got a friend that's been on 100+ cruises all over the world for the last 35 years.
Wow.
She and her husband. And I asked her one time, what was your favorite cruise? Where would you go again in a heartbeat? And she said Alaska by far. She's been over 100 cruises. And
Wow.
she said Alaska was her favorite. So we do a lot of planning for Alaska cruises. Mexico's a big one here. We've got Hawaii, too. Hawaii's another popular one here as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
but all over the world, where do you want to go?
I don't know. I think Bora Bora is on my list.
Bora Bora's on my list, too.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Definitely, I want to be in one of those huts sitting
Right?
over the top of the ocean.
They have glass floors in the.
Everybody's nodding. I think that's got to be. I think we need to plan a retreat.
Right.
To Bora Bora. I think that's got to be on the list of things to do.
Massages in the huts, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm excited already. So, is there anything else that we haven't covered today? I know you personally are getting ready to take a trip in a couple of days' time, right? You're going down to South America again?
Yeah. Yes, we are. We're going on a mission trip with our organization, Alive to Love.
Okay.
We're going to take a 10-day mission trip down to Honduras. Yep.
Okay. And I admire you so much for doing that, because you go down there and you help the kids. And you know what? A lot of people, they choose to do working vacations as their vacation time. Not everybody likes to go and just sit on a beach. They prefer to go and do something. And I know that that's an amazing way to take a vacation. So if you have any interest in doing something like that in the future, then I'm sure that Sherri could help you also with that.
Yes, absolutely.
If you have any interest. What is it that you do when you're down there, Sherri?
Thanks for asking. We do a kind of a full fold. We do a food ministry. We do street evangelism. We do hand out clothes and toys, and literally just love on the people there. And see lots and lots of people face to face. We pray for them. We invite them to a church service at the end of the week, and we just try to leave them a word of encouragement and just love on them. Just love on them. Yep. And hand out a lot of food and a lot of clothes, and yeah, it's really wonderful. It's quite energizing. Kind of like what Kathy was saying. It's just like there's a lot of grief. And so when you can just love, you show love, you just feel this positive energy that flows through you. The Lord is good. The Lord is good.
Right.
Yeah.
So We have your information
Yes.
up at the bottom of the screen.
Yep,
And
that's my
we
email.
have your email address. And is that the best way that people can get hold of you? Is there a phone number, a business line maybe that they can get hold of you also?
That's sherri.williams at cruiseplanners.com. On the email, Sherri with an I. And I'll give you my phone number as well, and you could
Okay.
reach me that way. It's 559-747-5547. But anyway, it's fine. You can also find me on Facebook. It's Facebook Land and Cruise is the page, Land and Cruise. You can find me that way as well.
Okay.
No, any which way, through the website, through sherri.williams at cruiseplanners.com, or my phone number.
Okay. And I know that all the videos that we have done today, or everybody who's been on the show today, I should say, is that everything has been recorded and will be uploaded onto the Central Valley Talk YouTube site. And so you can always listen again, or if you know of anybody who would benefit from any of the information that we've been sharing today, that's what we're all about. We're all about paying it forward. We want to help people to use the solutions that we're providing on our show so that they can help other people. So I do encourage you to share this as much as you can. So I want to say thank you to Sherri.
Oh, thank
for
you, hon.
being here today.
Thank you.
And all of the other guests who were on the show today. It was absolutely amazing. And I do feel a lot less stressed now than I did at the beginning. So what does that tell you? There's definitely good energy in this little studio today. So we'll be back next week with more Toxic Free Tuesday, and I hope you have a really great week. Thank you.